News, Fox News is horrible. But well, last night, The Daily Show and Stephen Colbert Report, those are pretty funny shows. I enjoy those shows. Some people might say that they're Democratic shows, comedy. What they do is they combine comedy with real shit that's going on to make it a little easier to swallow, because most people would rather live in a box where they think things are just the way they are, and they believe that they really have a grasp on what's going on. The same people who believe that the government always has their best interests in heart, in mind. That's not the case. Lots of things wrong. I'm going to talk about that on some other videos. But, so, I'm watching this, and guy from Fox News is trying to change its stripes all of a sudden, so to speak. Now that Barack Obama's been elected president, they want to act like they haven't been so hard on him. Except for certain ones. I believe the show is Fox and Friends in the morning. Okay, now I don't like those people on that show personally because they're ignorant. I don't know why they're on TV. They're not. See, my personal opinion, if you're a journalist, then you shouldn't be biased, because then you're never ever going to be reporting anything that's true. But these people, they're on there and they're talking about Sarah Palin. Okay, I don't know why we're still talking about Sarah Palin. There's no reason to be talking about Sarah Palin. We shouldn't have never been talking about this lady in the first place, because anybody who wasn't swayed by what went on there and who looks at things with an unbiased, I mean, just open your mind and examine the evidence of things that are out there. Don't look to one viewpoint and think that you understand, because you're never going to get the truth that way. You have to look at the big picture and everything. So they're talking about Sarah Palin, and now they're talking about all these Republicans turning on her and blaming her for John McCain losing the election. The only one who's not doing this is John McCain, thank God. Anyways, the fact of the matter is the lady was an idiot, y'all. She was an idiot. That was a ploy to try and get women voters and to get men to pay attention, because she's an attractive lady. I mean, yeah, she's an attractive lady. That's what that was. It was a sex sell. Sex sells. It's a common tactic that's used in everything. You see it in advertising every day. And that's all it was with that, was advertising. There was nothing different going on there. The lady, though, if you listen to what she says, she didn't know, like in her interview, she didn't know what the vice president's job was. She doesn't know anything about the world outside of America. She didn't even know that Africa was a continent and not a country. She knows nothing. She was there because she was a pretty face, and that was it. It was a chance to try and steal some Hillary voters and to try and get men to be so attracted to her that they'd be like, yeah, I want to look at her all the time. That's what that was. And it's ridiculous. And there's very few people in the media defending the things they said in the past during the election time, because that's what it was. And she's out of the picture now. Now maybe she'd get her shit together, learn something about the world, and come back. But at this point, I doubt it. Okay, that's why John McCain even came out and said that he didn't even really know her before the VP pick or during the time that they spent together. And it's because she did a lot of corrupt and stupid things. And whose fault is that? That's not anybody trying to make her look bad. These were the words out of her own mouth. And they say the media tried to make her look bad. The media can't make you say things like that, okay? They can't make you say that the vice president's job is to run the Senate. Man, not even sure where else to go with this. I guess the main point is that people really got to stop taking sides in everything. I mean, that's the whole scam that goes on in the world, is to take sides. And especially listening to the media, the news about things that are going on, because it's inaccurate most of the time. Like, oh, Vladimir Putin of Russia. Here's somebody that's supposed to be bad for us. He's going to be our enemy. Hugo Chavez of Mexico. Now, what did these guys do that was so horrible besides clean up their countries that were in a state of shambles? Things were not going well there. I advise everybody to go try to get some views of the world from outside the American media. Do some research. Talk to people online from other countries. Find out what their opinions are from the people. This is where the truth is going to lie. And it's the only way that you're ever going to know anything, because you're not going to get an honest view from watching TV, watching the news, reading a few magazine articles. I mean, you could read the newspapers, magazine articles, watch the news every day, and you're not going to get nothing if you're just doing it in your own little world. So I suggest that people look around, because Vladimir Putin, his people love him. There was a speech he made not too long ago that they called Cold War rhetoric. That's the way that it was brought to the American people, as Cold War rhetoric. Now, I've seen the full speech that he made from Russian news, and all the man talked about was good things. He talks about freedom. There's a reason why the majority of his people love him, because there's nothing wrong with that guy. I mean, like all politicians, or what do you want to call them, controllers of the world, there's going to be people for him and people against him. But if you look in general at what these people do, it's not that bad thing. If you want to call anybody a terrorist, you call America a terrorist, man. You call what the military's been doing, invading places without congressional fucking, man, see, I'm getting a little off track here. Congressional approval, like Syria, where Syria did not want nothing going on in their country. And America decided that they were going to go on in there anyway, against their wishes. Now, that is not the American way. That's not the way the system was supposed to work. That's ridiculousness. I mean, let me hear what y'all got to say about it. But I strongly advise that people try to look around, get a bigger world view of what's going on, realize that what's going on in your home is just a very small part of the big picture. We all need to get a bigger view of things. Well, that's it. Let me hear some opinions. Come on, people. Give me some comments, something. Later.